A little bit of Quito from a taxi. Some pretty cool music, actually. We're actually moving from Old Town to New Town. God, product placement. Come on, Toyota, what are you going to give me for that product placement?
Fernando Velasco y Franco de Vito, ubicados en el casillero número 7 con esta gran canción del aguacate. Más saludos que enviar. De entrada, un abrazo inmenso a mi querida Mari en Cuenca, escuchando el programa, muchas gracias. Y me dijo literal, estoy escuchando el programa y chupando un...
Yeah, buddy, I'm tired too, man. What a long day.
Quiere mandar un beso inmenso para todas las niñas de la Universidad de Cuenca, para todas sus amigas.
Video footage doesn't get any more raw and homeschool than this. Scene editing. Crazy burger, don't you love it? No logo placement there. So this is a little bit of what traffic is like at rush hour in Quito. It definitely doesn't move fast. And sometimes the taxi drivers don't have a clue of any of the addresses in New Town if they're buzzing around Old Town, and they may not even take you, and some of them don't have mobile phones. And yet, it's really only 5 or 10 minutes between the two. He's yawning too. I wonder if it's because of the altitude. Building up there. I don't know if you can see it. That's not it. The taxi cab driver is actually going. I think he's going straight into this mess of a traffic hole. If so, that we can get a little bit of a glimpse of the salmon-colored building coming up. The buses, the local buses here are sort of a darker liquid blue. Hard to find a taxi though. It took me 20 minutes to get a taxi. It's been like this since I arrived. And none of the taxi drivers speak English in my experience so far. Not a one. Okay, so this is the really kind of funky, interesting building I was referring to. It almost looks like it might be a house. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, we're moving into different territory now. Not quite in the Mariscal, although it looks like we're getting close. And there's different parts of the Mariscal. There's the funky hip part where you go out and party, and then there's residential where people stay. And I'm in this sort of funky residential area. We'll give you a glimpse of that a little bit later. And we're just stuck in traffic, man. It's not getting any better. Here's a little more graffiti. Right in front of a pretty nice house. I'm sure they're not too happy about that. Lots of motorbikes. When you're stuck in this kind of traffic and you have to deal with this regularly, not a bad idea, folks. Taxi behind me. Taxis all over the place. Even so, you can't get a taxi in this town. What's he got in here anyway? Ultimas, noticias, quien diablos, hizo el universo. Just tell how bad my Spanish is. But you know, I'm just having fun with the camera today. A little bit of fun going through Quito. Arrived here a few days ago and I arrived as a redhead. Yes, a redhead. I wasn't a redhead until Macas a few days ago. Don't ask, but it's red hair, Ecuadorian style. A little bit of blonde, a little bit of brown, a little bit of red. Hey you. Now, I wanted to know what you were selling, but he's gone. A lot of begging here too, by the way. Okie dokie. We may not want to back up right into us, but I'm sure you've got that set up, right? In other words, alto? Alto? You don't want to say hello? 9. Okay, no worries. We don't have to speak German in Ecuador. It's bad enough speaking English in Ecuador. But I'm just kind of in one of those moods today. Here we go. We're actually moving. We're moving. We're moving. We're moving. Oh my God. We're moving into La Mariscal. So where I asked to go is an area that's supposed to be full of artisan sort of bistros, cafes, art galleries, and places where artists hang out. So we're getting there. You sort of get a sense of how it's changing a little bit, even some of the colors of the buildings. That was a yellow bus. I've yet to find out the difference between the yellow and the blue bus. Though I'm sure by the time that this gets published, I will know the difference. Okay, this is a very, very pretty park. To my left, not quite sure what it is. Man on cell phone. Take note. Ecuadorians have cell phones, even in the smallest rural villages, and even indigenous people here have cell phones. That's a really pretty building too. I think we're getting closer to what I remember from Mariscal this morning, and there's crosses everywhere. We ran into a man last night who was a Jehovah's Witness from Australia who's over here spreading the word, and despite the fact that Catholicism here is big and people take church seriously, he says that it's a prime market. Take a look at that. It's interesting. Ooh. Okay, so this I noticed near La Ronda earlier. If you can see the shops, I don't know if you can see close up, but there's tons of sort of iconic figures of Mother Mary and Jesus, as well as toys, and you can probably see a little stuffed frog there right next to Mother Mary, which is hard to believe given how religious it is here and how ritualistic they take things, that it would be common ground for a Jehovah's Witness to come here and set up shop, but it is apparently. It's a really, really pretty building. Is that a restaurant? Is that something that Renee should try? Oh man, Toyota is really getting some advertising today. Man in a suit. Not quite as common, but we are actually moving more to the center of town. So the center of town, the financial district and the business district, borders right next. Oh, this is Amazonas. Okay, is this near where I'm going? Are we getting out? And then carry on. De donde carry on? Carry on aquí?
Y es Amazonas.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Gracias.